Imagine being hunted in a deadly game where survival is the only prize. What would you do if your only ally is a former mercenary with a dark past, and every step you take is broadcasted to millions? The clock is ticking, and one wrong move could mean the end. Stay with us as we dive into a twisted tale of betrayal, survival, and the ultimate showdown that will leave you questioning, who can you really trust? Hi, Professor is here, and today, I'm going to explain in action with the comedy movie The Jackpot. During the Great Depression of 2026, a desperate new government in California launches the California Grand Lottery. The twist: if someone kills the lottery winner before sundown, they legally claim the jackpot without using bullets. Fast forward to Los Angeles in 2030, where Sean has just won the lottery. But now, he's running for his life as a bloodthirsty crowd hunts him down. Sean fights back fiercely, taking down attackers with brutal efficiency before making a daring escape by leaping over a fence. Desperate and on the run, Sean breaks into a nearby home through a window, startling an elderly woman inside. Without hesitation, he snatches her phone and smashes it to pieces, knowing that any call could be his last. A drone hovers outside, recording every moment. As Sean catches his breath, the grandmother calmly retrieves a Grand Lottery bolt gun and shoots him without warning. As he collapses, she breaks her ticket in half, summoning the lottery team, who swiftly confirm Sean's death. The woman is handed a massive check for $22 million and soon becomes a media sensation. 1 month later, Katie arrives in Los Angeles, eager to revive her acting career. On the bus ride into the city, she clutches a small Oscar keychain, a cherished memento. Spotting a nearby child, she pulls silly faces to make her laugh, but the girl's father rudely mocks his daughter over the phone. Unable to tolerate his behavior, Katie pretends to be a cop, warning him that she'll call social services if he doesn't treat his daughter better. Her bluff works, and the father quickly changes his tune. An elderly woman nearby thanks Katie for her actions, but as she leaves, Katie realizes the woman has stolen her watch. Katie's eyes catch an advertisement for Lewis's protection agency, and she daydreams about having bodyguards of her own. The streets of LA are chaotic and tense, filled with violence and fear, while the media is buzzing about the next lottery draw, set to happen in 18 hours. With a jackpot of $3.6 billion on the line, ticket sales are skyrocketing. Meanwhile, Noel, a quirky bodyguard, is gearing up for action at his home, singing the Ninja Turtles theme song as he prepares his weapons. Katie finally reaches the room she rented online, only to discover it's a complete dump, far worse than advertised. Her new roommate, Shadi, is a nightmare too. She's plastered pictures of herself all over Katie's room, makes crass jokes, and ignores her well-meaning mother's calls. Shadi's obnoxious boyfriend, DJ, adds to the misery by slapping Katie as a so-called prank when handing her the house keys. The next morning, Noel's ad plays on TV, offering his bodyguard services to whoever wins the lottery. Katie wakes up to a disaster. The upstairs bathroom has leaked through the ceiling, ruining her clothes just hours before an important audition. Shadi offers little help, only suggesting that Katie rent her clothes. Left with no other option, Katie spends her savings on a dreadful outfit and takes a cab, enduring the driver's inappropriate comments and gossip about celebrities like Machine Gun Kelly, who's apparently built himself a bunker. When Katie arrives at the audition, she's hit with another setback. An employee demands $400 just to participate. Finally, during her audition, Katie explains that she was once a child actor in TV ads, but had to step away to care for her sick mother. After her mother passed, she decided to pursue acting again. But when she reaches into her pocket for her monologue notes, she accidentally pulls out Shadi's lottery ticket. The ticket activates when Katie's thumbprint touches it, taking her picture and officially registering her as a player. Panicking, Katie stuffs the ticket back into her pocket and tries to continue, but the casting team quickly dismisses her. As she leaves the room, the other actresses try to console her, but suddenly, all their lottery tickets activate, announcing that Katie has won. Her face is plastered on their screens, turning the actresses from sympathetic to savage, In an instant, they attack Katie with anything they can grab, including knives. Even the staff joins in the fray. Thanks to her stage combat training, Katie fights back, dodging blows and narrowly escaping by running upstairs. She hides in a room, but it's a self-defense class, and these people are just as eager to claim the jackpot. They call her My Jackpot as they launch their attacks, forcing Katie to dodge and weave through their strikes. Despite her pleas for an explanation, they ignore her, focused only on taking her down. As the brawl intensifies, Katie is grabbed and hurled through a wall, landing in a yoga class where yet more people are ready to kill her. The chaos escalates, with blood being spilled as the self-defense students join the fray. Just as Katie is about to be choked out by a man, Noel suddenly bursts through the ceiling. He dispatches the attacker by slamming him into the wall and declares that Katie gets 5 free saves, after which his services will cost 10% of her prize. As Noel fights off the crowd, he counts down the remaining free saves. With no other option, Katie signs his contract. Noel then fights in earnest, using Katie as a weapon to fend off attackers, even tying her to his back to keep her safe. He wields a belt as a makeshift whip, taking down enemies from a distance. Once all the assailants are neutralized, Katie frees herself and tries to take Noel's paralysis dart gun, but he quickly disarms her and ensures that the unconscious bodies are positioned safely to avoid choking. Noel explains that the lottery drone outside broadcasts the winner's location every 14 minutes, so they need to move quickly. As they flee the building, Noel mentions that while the rules prohibit players from killing each other, that won't stop them from trying. Outside, people at a nearby food truck prepare to join the chase, one of them throwing a knife at Katie. Noel helps her dodge it before they jump into his car. As they speed away, the duo notices more people receiving the location alert, ready to join the hunt. Even the bus lady is armed with a grand lottery bolt gun. As they drive through town, Noel explains how the lottery works. Surprised that Katie didn't know, Katie admits that she and her mom never watched the news, finding it too depressing. They only watched movies and baking shows. Soon their car is being pursued by bikers and ATV riders. Noel hands Katie a helmet and floors the gas pedal. A Molotov cocktail crashes onto the roof, igniting a fire, but Noel doesn't flinch. He drives into an old warehouse, letting the wind extinguish the flames. Suddenly, Noel spins the car around, causing a biker to crash, but they must keep moving to avoid the other bikers who've set a new fire. Katie, terrified, says she wants to quit the game, but Noel tells her the only way out is to leave the city. As they're pursued, Noel takes down one of the attackers with his dart gun, then drives in circles to kick up dust, which helps them escape unnoticed. Katie's resolve to quit is growing stronger, and Noel, though hesitant, finally agrees to take her to the nearest quit line. Just as they start their journey, the bikers catch up, and a high-octane chase begins once again. In a pulse-pounding moment, one of the bikers leaps through the car's back window. Katie, thinking fast, snatches a knife from her attacker while Noel grabs his darts. But the fight takes a turn when the woman bites Noel's arm. Without missing a beat, Noel uses the car's mirror to knock her back, then turns to Katie and urgently tells her to drive. Despite her protests, claiming she can't, Noel insists and climbs into the back seat to continue the brawl. He wrestles a helmet onto the biker's head before delivering a powerful kick that sends her flying out of the car. The bikers aren't done yet. They throw another Molotov cocktail at the car. With flames licking at the vehicle, Noel forces Katie to crash through a wall to escape the blazing chaos. Just when they think they've got a moment to breathe, a biker crashes while trying to dodge another car, and Katie seizes the opportunity to knock out another pursuer with her helmet. But their escape is short-lived. The car, heavily damaged, sputters to a halt. Katie, in a panic, tries to flee on foot, but Noel stops her. He tells her that if she quits, he doesn't get paid, but more importantly, he believes in treating people the way you want to be treated. Before he can say more, Katie throws sand in his face and lands a solid punch, leaving Noel to painfully reset his nose. Their situation goes from bad to worse when a police car arrives. Katie runs to the officers for help, only to discover they're in on the hunt and want her dead too. Noel intercepts a taser just in time and begins fighting the cops, while Katie makes a run for it. On the crowded street, Katie hides behind a map, trying to blend in as people begin to notice a drone hovering nearby. Desperate, she ducks into a wax museum, where the guard, who shares her disdain for the lottery, allows her to hide among the statues. She quickly calls Shadi to borrow her car, but when Shadi starts pressing her for her location, Katie realizes with horror that Shadi is part of the game too. Suddenly, a statue greets Katie, revealing her hiding spot. Chaos erupts as Shadi and DJ, another player, rush into the museum, despite being banned for their previous antics with a statue. Shadi quickly knocks out the guard, and the couple starts searching for Katie. She tries to sneak away, but is spotted. DJ immediately tackles her onto a desk. In a desperate move, Katie hurls a bottle at Shadi's head and throws sand in DJ's face to get him off her. But the couple teams up against her, forcing Katie to defend herself with a statue's staff. When an opportunity to escape arises, she tries to run, but Shadi kicks her back, causing Katie to drop the staff. The fight spills into the next room, where Shadi and DJ use the broken staff halves to pummel Katie. She fights back by flinging statues at them, mistakenly thinking she's throwing Cher when it's actually the Kardashians. The battle intensifies as they enter the horror room, where they grab whatever props they can find to use as weapons. After a brutal struggle involving movie costumes and fake weapons, Katie makes a break for it. Shadi hurls an axe at her, but it's just a prop and harmlessly bounces off. Remembering Noel's words, Katie pauses to fix the guard's body to ensure he doesn't choke before making her final escape. She rolls out of the museum just as the shutter slams down, narrowly avoiding capture. With Shadi and DJ trapped inside the museum, Katie barely has a moment to catch her breath when a tour bus guide spots her and announces her location over the microphone. Before her attackers can close in, Noel suddenly appears in a police car and rescues her. But Katie's trust in him is still shaky. She's convinced that if helping her quit means he won't get paid, he might be planning to kill her in private. As the tour bus keeps ramming into the back of their car, Noel wishes they had bunkered down somewhere. That's when Katie remembers the taxi driver who offered to help. The duo soon arrives at Machine Gun Kelly's house, but when Katie asks for help, Kelly misunderstands and thinks she's asking for something indecent. Before she can clarify, the tour bus appears, cutting off their options. Desperate, Katie grabs Noel's dart gun and forces Kelly to open his panic room. The two of them rush inside, and Katie uses a dart to knock Kelly out before he can protest. As they try to close the heavy door, a hand from the pursuing crowd wedges itself in the gap. Noel prepares to shoot the intruder, but Katie, thinking he's about to turn on her, snatches the gun and shoots the hand herself, finally securing the door. Now safely locked inside, the panic room proves to be fully equipped, allowing them to monitor the crowd through security cameras. Katie, still on edge, keeps the gun trained on Noel, who sits beside her and tries to win her trust by sharing some personal details. He talks about his past and why he's genuinely a good guy, trying to convince her that his intentions are pure. During their conversation, Katie's keychain accidentally falls from her pocket. When Noel compliments it, Katie starts to open up. She reveals that she became an actress because of her mom, who loved movies and always supported her dreams. Her mother, knowing how tough Hollywood could be, gave Katie the keychain as a reminder that she'd be proud of her no matter what. Katie also shares how her childhood acting career brought in good money, but her dad ran off with it all, leaving her to pick up the pieces. Noel listens with genuine empathy, and his understanding of demeanor finally puts Katie at ease. She hands the gun back to him and asks why he's so determined to help her quit. Noel explains that his top priority is saving lives, and the money he earns allows him to continue doing that. It's not just about the cash, it's about making a difference. Meanwhile, outside the panic room, the crowd continues their relentless assault on the door. Shadi, growing frustrated, slaps Kelly to wake him up, but when that doesn't work, he drags him into the pool. Kelly finally wakes up and under threat, reveals the door's password, the meme 6969. Katie and Noel watch the entire scene unfold on the security cameras, and Noel's frustration mounts. He realizes they have no choice but to take drastic action. He makes a call, ordering a phone strike, and then rushes to secure Katie's phone inside a safe. As the crowd outside gets closer to breaching the door, Noel and Katie brace themselves, holding the door with all their strength as Shadi begins to input the password. The crowd suddenly freezes as all their phones simultaneously ring with an amber alert. But it's a trap. Their phones start exploding, causing chaos as body parts get burned in the blasts. Amidst the confusion, Katie and Noel emerge from the panic room to make their escape. Noel even pauses to extinguish flames on someone's groin before they head outside, where a group of guards is waiting. These guards, equipped with damage-proof cars and rubber bullet guns, only want to take Katie, but she insists they bring Noel along as well. During the ride, Katie questions Noel's connection to these people. He explains that he used to work with them, but now operates as a freelancer. Moments later, they arrive at headquarters, where Katie meets Lewis and learns that this is his security company. Lewis, however, doesn't impress Katie, especially as he keeps mocking Noel. When Katie asks to be taken out of the city, Lewis gives her a new phone instead, assuring her that she's in the safest building in the country. He even shows off the grenades in his pocket, clearly trying to intimidate her. With only 4 hours left in the game, Lewis takes them on a tour of the facility, showing off a wall dedicated to the winners they've saved. The names are anonymous, and Lewis admits they've been lacking clients for a while. He explains that they charge 30% of the prize money, and Katie signs a contract after securing a portion of the money for Noel. As they continue the tour, they notice a crowd gathering outside on the security cameras. Lewis decides it would be safer to move Katie to a hidden underground fortress using decoy vehicles. Before they leave, the duo receives medical care for their wounds, and Noel shares more about his past. He reveals that he used to be a mercenary in the private sector, working alongside Lewis. Their unit was sent all over the world to eliminate horrible people, but Noel eventually discovered that their targets weren't always bad guys. This realization led him to quit in the middle of a job, causing the mission to fail. Only he and Lewis survived. Now, Noel uses the money he earns to support the families of his victims and former teammates. Katie, in turn, opens up about her own struggles. She explains that her father used to be her manager, forcing her to work all day long since she was 8. When she turned 18, she asked to manage her own money, which led her father to disappear with everything. Left to care for her sick mother, who passed away a month ago, Katie was left with only $600 and a bus ticket to LA. At that moment, an employee brings in a prosthetics machine. Katie uses it to apply a mask that makes her look like an old man. However, Noel starts to feel uneasy. Something about this facility doesn't add up. He realizes that maintaining such a high-tech, expensive operation with only 30% of the prize money doesn't make sense, especially if they've had no clients lately. After Katie changes into clothes that complete her disguise, Noel finally pieces it together. Lewis isn't protecting the winners, he's pretending to, so he can kill them in secret. Lewis leads them to a car, but Katie insists that Noel comes along. When Lewis refuses, Katie kicks him in the groin, and Noel uses the distraction to open the garage door. He quickly takes out all the guards with his darts as the crowd rushes in, though they don't recognize Katie in her disguise and ignore her. Noel hands Katie a keycard he swiped from a guard, urging her to run while he stays behind to buy her some time. More guards arrive and manage to subdue Noel while Lewis viciously kicks him for information. Suddenly, the AI-driven decoy cars take off, with Katie hiding in one of them. Realizing she's gone, Lewis sends his men to follow the decoys. Downtown, Katie removes her mask and takes control of the car, which immediately alerts Lewis's system. Meanwhile, social media is buzzing because the drone has lost track of Katie, and if she doesn't make any mistakes, she might be safe until the game ends. Her clever escape gains her a growing fan base, who start seeing her as a hero. Just as Katie is about to leave town, she gets a call from Lewis, who threatens to kill Noel unless she turns back. Despite Lewis stabbing Noel during the call, Noel urges Katie to save herself. After a moment of hesitation, Katie turns the car around and agrees to meet up with them. Lewis takes Noel to an old theater and reveals the truth. During their mercenary days, Lewis always knew they were killing civilians. He didn't care because the money was good. He admits that he killed their team to keep all the profit for himself, making it look like it was Noel's fault. With only 15 minutes left in the game, Katie arms herself with a bolt gun from the glove compartment and rushes into the theater, where she finds Lewis and Noel on stage. Katie threatens to take her own life, ensuring that no one will get the prize money if she does. Lewis doesn't believe she'll go through with it, but Katie points out that he's going to kill her anyway. She reveals that she's recording everything for social media, so if he kills her, he won't be able to cover his tracks. As she begins to rant about the awful state of her life, she almost pulls the trigger, but Lewis finally caves and drops the handcuff keys, asking for a deal. Katie pretends to hand over the gun, but instead kicks Lewis off the stage, revealing she was acting the whole time. With Lewis out of commission, the other players start coming after Katie again. All the people she's encountered throughout the day appear at the theater, blocking every exit. Katie uses whatever she can find to slow them down. Suddenly, Lewis grabs her leg and tries to kill her. A cop intervenes, but Lewis quickly dispatches him and resumes his attack on Katie. At that moment, a crowd bursts in, and Noel, still cuffed to a chair, starts fighting them off, while singing the Ninja Turtles theme song. The chair eventually breaks, giving him more mobility. Katie manages to bite Lewis and disarm him before tossing the keys to Noel, who finally frees himself. While Noel battles Lewis, Shadi appears with a katana to take on Katie. Katie quickly disarms her and knocks her out with a headbutt. With only 4 minutes left in the game, a massive crowd floods into the theater. As Noel and Lewis continue their fight, Katie scrambles up the stage decorations to avoid the fray. Lewis steals an axe from another player, but Noel defends himself with cymbals, ultimately defeating his former friend. Meanwhile, the bus lady tries to climb after Katie, but Katie kicks her down. Noel starts breaking the decorations to prevent anyone else from following Katie. Lewis's men arrive, half of them forming a human ladder for Lewis to climb, while the others tackle Noel. Lewis reaches Katie on the scaffolding, and they engage in a fierce fight. Katie slips and clings to the edge, revealing that she used her keychain to activate one of Lewis's grenades. The grenade explodes, killing Lewis, and Katie falls, but her fans catch her just in time with a large flag. As the countdown reaches 0, Katie embraces Noel and promises to give him 50% of the prize money. The lottery officials arrive to present Katie with the check, but she surprises everyone by announcing that she no longer wants to be an actress. Katie and Noel end up working together on various charitable projects, such as a free protection agency, a school for self-defense and stage fighting, and a center for kids with bad parents. Noel even tries to open a Ninja Turtles-themed pizzeria, but he gets sued for copyright infringement. The duo also takes a well-deserved vacation on their own super yacht. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more thrilling movie breakdowns. Stay tuned for our next adventure, and until then, keep the excitement alive. Professor will see you in the next video.